Hey guys, we are back with video number 6 in the series of my spiritual journey. And so today I'm going to talk about some some stories. So I have a lot of them, so I'm like trying to choose which one. So stay tuned, get your popcorn, get your drink, or you know what, take some notes. Here we go. All right, so I have two stories. This is when I was in college. And so let's start with the first one. In college, I was in my dorm, and this one was my realization of a full out of body experience. And on my floor, great women, great roommates, of all diverse, from Christians to witches to Buddhists, you name it, all mixed up backgrounds in my dorm at the time. So this was on a Saturday. I remember that because I had no classes, and it was early in the morning, like sunrise. And I was waking up. My roommate was not. My roommate would go away for the weekend sometimes, so she was gone for this weekend. So how did this happen? So I was sleeping, and I don't remember what I was dreaming about, but I was, in myself saying, okay, it's time to get up. Literally, I opened my eyes and I was like, oh, it's sunny out. Okay. Good day, California. And I was like, okay, let's get myself together. So literally, I got up and I was sitting on my bed, and then I turned to get off the bed. I got off the bed. I saw myself in the mirror like usual. And I was like, okay, let me go to the bathroom. And as I'm walking, I'm realizing something, like a little height difference, just a little bit, like I'm a little higher. And I was like, okay, no big deal. I opened the door, and I don't even remember like really opening the door. So I opened the door, and I peek out to see like, anyone else is up, because bathroom and the dorms could be like crazy. So I opened the door, and then literally, because I had the end room, so there's a window but nothing else, right? Just a bare door. I mean, where walls, the window, whatever. So there's not a door there. But this time there was. And I was like, there's a door. And it literally, like, it opened up like really dark. And I was like, am I in the basement? Like, us girls and the dorm were like, girl, we ain't going down no damn basement. But anyway, because it'll be dark down there, all kind of shit. So I was like, what's going on? And then I heard a cackling, like, ha 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 ha, like that. And I was like, what the hell's going on? And I turned my head to look down the other way of the hall. And I was like, well, I don't know what's going on. And then I come back in my room, and I come back to the bed. As I'm approaching the bed now, I saw myself laying there. I'm saying to myself, oh, I'm out of my body. And literally, I had a little panic. And I was like, oh no, we're not gonna do this today. And literally, I came back to my body, and in my head, okay, how did I do this? What did I do? I'm going really fast, like in my mind. Okay, how'd you do this? What'd you do? How'd you do this? Okay, sit back in. So I'm doing all this. Okay, sit back in and go with it. And when I sat down, I'm looking at myself, like shaking myself, like wake up, like get up, get up, get up, and I'm really shaking myself, and then I really like slow down and say, okay, don't panic, just you gotta relax. Like, I don't know where I know this stuff or how, but this is the conversation I'm having. Slow down, calm down, you're gonna get back in. So I I said, okay, let's just do what I did. I came back on the bed, and I remember sitting up. I said, okay, we sat up, and then we go right back in, and I go back into my body, and like fuzziness or whatever, and I open my eyes, and I'm like, oh, and I pinch myself. I'm checking everything. I turn around or whatever, and I lay back down, and literally as soon as I lay back down, popped out again. And I was like, the hell going on? Like, how am I popping out so easy? And I was like, oh my God. And I'm saying, okay, don't panic. We did this. We just did this. We're going to do it again. And literally, I put my head back down, just relax, lay back down in, and in two twos, I opened my eyes again and fully got myself up, my whole body, everything. I'm checking everything. I'm checking the mirror. I'm checking time. I'm checking everything. Like, okay, yeah, I'm here. I'm here, doing all these things. Like, okay, girl, you're here. And I was like, wow, what an experience. And I told my witchy roommate, who was about a few doors down, and I said, I think I had an out-of-body experience. And I was telling her, and she's like, trying to keep me calm and everything, like, girl, that's just out-of-body, that's great, this is a great experience. And she was saying a bunch of stuff I can't remember right now, but that was like a really conscious one. Like, I've had ones when I was a kid, I can remember coming out of my body, but this one, I'm like really seeing myself, looking at myself, having conversation with myself, looking around, really being observant of my surroundings, what's happening. And yeah, that was my out-of-body experience in college. The last one I'll tell you is I had a witness, and there's so many, but this one I'll tell you. I had a witness with one of my roommates. We went to USC, and on USC campus at the time, there was a grocery store, and all the students would go there, you go shop, and then regular people on the street or whatever in the neighborhood, you can go shop. And so we're like, yo, I gotta go get some food. And she was like, yeah, I gotta go pick up some food too. So we walked over there, and I was like, I gotta get some grapes and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I need to get some vitamins, like all kind of stuff like you do. We went to the grocery store, then we went to the vitamin store that was like right near. And before we walked in, a lady was coming out with a stroller and her child, so we held the door open. So I was here, I held the door open, my roommate was like right beside me here, and I was like, I opened, and the woman, she was a woman of color, and literally stopped in her track, and we both saw this, like an energy came right through her, right into her being. Her eyes widened, and the color of her eyes changed to like a light green, like really light. And I was like, oh. And she said, I have a message for you. And I was like, okay. And she was like, you're going to be doing something really big in your life, something really grand scale. You're going to be doing very beautiful, big things for this world. And I was like, I was stunned. And then in two twos, the energy left. And then the woman, she's looking at me and my roommate as we're standing there, and she just had this, like, what happened? What's going on? And that was the second experience with witness. A lot of my stuff going forward had some witnesses, which is great. And so let me know what your thoughts and comments are, and I'll be back with another one, guys, of sharing my spiritual journey and my experiences. I love you guys. Mwah. Thank you.